Well, we're on tonight. No guests. Joe couldn't find anybody that wanted to join us, so we're all by ourselves.
Yeah, it was a rough couple of weeks.
All by
So
ourselves.
I was kind of lazy at looking.
That
So,
ain't nothing new for you.
don't bite me.
Oh, come on. Why is this thing not wanting to load now? There it goes. Well, I guess this is kind of interesting because you know you can say this is kind of paranormal ish.
Paranormal ish.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen that often.
Ish.
The day New York shook. How the Big Apple reacted to Friday's 4.8 magnitude earthquake.
Yeah, that's been all over the news today.
Yep, it's been all over the fucking news today, and that's
And
the thing.
Mother Nature really needs to get on her bipolar meds because
But here's the
all this
weird.
fucked up weather, snow and slush here
Yep,
too.
yep, yep. But here's the weird thing on this. I don't know if I don't recall ever um when I did my research looking for fault lines and stuff, I don't recall ever seeing any in New Jersey.
No, they said it. They said that it's a rare occurrence. The last time I think somebody said it, I didn't catch the exact date, but it was like 1980 something.
Well, here it says a rare earthquake struck the northeast on Friday morning, with the epicenter about 45 miles away from New Jersey or New York City, with no major damage or injuries reported. Residents were quick to log on to social media and group texts to express and process their reactions together. New Yorkers especially seemed shocked about the 4.8 magnitude earthquake, with many saying it was the first time experiencing one. It was the largest earthquake felt in New York City since the
I
2011
don't.
5.8 magnitude tremor in Virginia.
Wow.
But once the dust settled, they flooded social media with quips, memes, and other reactions, which has become customary following major events. And then you got people throwing out little tweets and shit like that.
That's the first time Times Square really shook. Got shooken up good. All shook up.
Well,
That's
5.8
awesome.
magnitude in 2011.
It's strange. What was it last year? That there was one that was recorded north Wisconsin.
Yeah, there was one
The year
recorded up here.
before that, I mean, it wasn't very big in magnitude. You know, it was like a 2 point something or 1 point something, but it was enough to be recorded, and people felt the tremors. But
Oh, wait a minute. No, okay, go ahead.
this one, they were saying that you know people might want to be on the alert for the aftershocks.
Well, yeah, you got aftershocks. Okay, now I went down. I scrolled down through all of the little tweet things and everything, and then now there's another one that says coast residents should know about earthquakes. New Jersey lies upon the Ramapo fault system. So I did not know that. So there is a fault system in Jersey, which was responsible for the state's largest earthquake, a 5.3 Timbler in 1783 and a 5.5 quake in New York City in 1884. So Californians wake up to the news that an earthquake measuring 4.8 on the Richter scale rattled buildings and nerves in New Jersey and across much of the East Coast Friday morning, but caused no reported damage. Could be forgiven for reacting with a shrug. After all, the Golden State experiences 25 quakes each year that range between magnitudes of 4.0 and 5.0.
Tom, he's marked himself safe for the earthquake.
I was actually outdoors during the initial one, and
Hey, Tom!
What's going on? Hey, look at me. I'm not drunk. Isn't that weird?
Oh, what the hell, dude? Yeah, it is weird.
I'm working
because
on it,
it's
though.
Friday. It's Friday.
So what was your experience like over there in Philly?
So I didn't feel the initial one, but my coworker told me about it, and I was like, "Oh, great!" I said that means Facebook is going to be nothing but earthquake, and damned if it wasn't. And it was all over the news. No damage was done. Nobody was hurt. Would you spend 5 minutes on the story and move on?
Yeah, no shit.
You know, and now I was up here literally just minutes ago, and I'm sitting in my chair, and I start feeling like, what the fuck was that? And I went downstairs. I asked my dad. I said, "Did you feel that?" He said, "Nope." Of course, he's 75 years old, and he's laying on the couch watching TV, and he's stoned out of his mind. But still,
there you go.
He probably feels that all day long. But yeah, I felt the aftershock there. That
would be an aftershock.
I mean, what we felt in the 2011 earthquake that we had here was more than that. Like that, I think it was actually closer to us.
Well, I was actually reading from all of that too. By the way, I brought it up on YouTube. They have the story on YouTube front page, and I brought it up and was reading it.
It was
because I believe the 2011 quake, if I remember reading it here. Yeah, it was a 5.8. This one that you guys experienced this morning was a 4.8.
Right, and that was over in Lebanon, New Jersey.
And right. Well, the 2011 quake happened in Virginia.
Yeah, but we felt it. Yeah, like I was working for the Burpee Seed Company at the time. I'm sitting in my cubicle, and I started feeling something. I thought, "Oh my God, am I having tremors? Am I okay? Am I having a heart attack? What's going on?" But I don't know. And then I pop up, and it's nothing but cubicles around me, and you see the heads go boop, 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 boop. Everybody's like,
whack-a-mole. Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, you can play a game of whack-a-mole.
Oh, I would have loved to do that with a lot of people that work there, believe me.
That big old inflatable mallet, and just go blink, blink, blink.
That would have been great. No, I would have rather used just like a sledge-o-matic, actually. Borrow Gallagher's sledge-o-matic, and yeah.
Well, yeah, I was reading. I was reading the other one here too. This is another story that relates to it.
Oh, Dom wants to come on.
From a Californian. Okay. I got down to this part, and it says, yet it was surprising for many people to learn that New Jersey lies upon the Ramapo fault system, which was responsible for the state's largest earthquake, a 5.3 Timbler in 1780. They call it a Timbler. It's Temblor.
All right, if I send him the...
Go ahead. I'm having a hard time finding him in this big, huge list of people.
I got him.
And a 5.5 quake in New York City in 1884.
Like a pickle.
Richter scale readings above 4.0 are currently big enough to cause damage, though not nearly the extent of 1994's 6.7 magnitude Northridge quake or 89's Loma Prieta quake, which registered 6.9 and lasted roughly 20 seconds. That was the one during the World Series game in San Francisco against the Giants and the Oakland A's, and that
Hey.
also occurred on October 17th, which was my 21st birthday.
Wow.
Oh.
Yep.
October 17th, 1914. He was 21 years old.
Yeah, that's about right.
14.
He's ancient.
Yep.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 1906.
Yeah.
So yeah, California experiences anywhere from 25 to 30
Anyway,
freaking earthquakes every year.
there he is.
How you doing,
On
Dom?
average, they have.
What's happening, my friends? What's up?
Hi, Dom.
Mark, Dom,
Mark, nice to meet you, buddy. Joe, thanks for
Joe,
having me on.
you know
Tom,
Joe.
good seeing you again. Thanks for calling me back, huh?
I just hopped on for a second. They were talking about the earthquakes, and literally just like 5 minutes before they were talking about it, I had an aftershock here.
Did you? And so
Yeah.
my girlfriend right now she's flying. Nick, what's up? She is flying to Jersey right now, and all flights are now canceled because she's going to Lebanon. All flights are now canceled.
Oh, wow.
Because they canceled everything. They flew her to Newark, out of all places. And now
Hey, she
she's
could
on
go
sit
visit the
down.
Sopranos and stuff. you know?
Hey, Tom,
Hang
you
on
made
a
it to Jersey.
Why are they canceling the flights coming in?
Well, she's going out to Lebanon tonight, but
like
like
literally Lebanon, that like out of country Lebanon, like
yeah.
Oh,
not Lebanon, New Jersey.
So yeah, that's crazy. But thanks,
only
guys.
thing I
for
know
having me
about
on. I saw this,
Lebanon-
I'm like, man, I love Joe. I love Tom. What happened?
Only thing
here?
I know about Lebanon is the bologna.
Oh, that's where our
Lebanon
water
bologna.
comes from.
Hold
Lebanon.
on, guys. I kind
Yeah.
of lost you here for a minute.
We're
Can
like
you hear us?
yeah.
we're like 10 miles from Lebanon, Wisconsin.
Man, does every state have a Lebanon? What's...
I don't know.
It might.
You still hear us, Dom?
No, I am. I'm back now. For
Oh,
some
okay.
reason, I think maybe like a bug hit my. It did. A bug hit my screen and like it's touchscreen and took me out. Son of a gun.
You didn't leave or anything. You were here.
Yeah. So what's the topic? You guys talking about the earthquake?
Right now, usually we have people to interview when we do our paranormal show, but I figured bringing up about this earthquake because this is something that extremely rare to happen over on the East Coast
East
like
Coast,
this.
yeah.
You know,
What
even
was
the
it?
Philly
So-
captain.
So it can kind of be thrown in there as a, kind of a paranormal type of thing.
Well, even this local YouTuber who I come to like more than I used to. I used to think of him more as competition. He calls himself the Philly captain. He even made a short about it, and I knew he would. As soon as the earthquake went, I said he's going to do something. He's going to do something with this. I know this dude's got 44,000 some subscribers, so he doesn't have to work. He just does YouTube. But
Cheers, guys.
he put up a little short. He said, when the earthquake happened, I was laying in my bed and people wanted to know what it felt like. He said, well, it felt like my dog was on his bed and he was licking his balls. So if you want to know what an earthquake feels like, it feels like a pit bull licking his balls laying in the bed next to you.
I've been in earthquakes
All
living
right.
in California. It was it didn't feel like a dog licking a balls. I can tell you that.
Nope. I'm originally from California.
Cool. What part, brother?
I lived 21 miles south of Fresno.
Okay, I was in Ventura and Napa Valley for 10 years.
Fresno is
Ventura.
where all those catalogs came from.
So
And
one day I was
Napa
laying
Valley.
in the bedroom and I felt like I just rolled like a skateboard. And then like from there, they
Yeah.
just got easier, those rolls at night. Laying on the floor watching, I think, WWF at the time.
Yep. Like I said in the 89 quake that hit San Fran,
Yeah.
that dropped the 880 double deck down on itself and then did all that damage, that hit on my 21st birthday.
Oh my God.
1914.
'89. Wow, that was a
Joe's
big one.
laughing, but his 21st birthday was in 1903.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it was pretty interesting, and there was a lot of damage just from that 6
There
point.
was.
Yeah, I think it
My
was
face
6.9
looks really red.
actually. Yeah.
Let me ask you something about California too. Like knowing the earthquakes and all of the above, why did they keep building the overpasses like even higher and higher? Like we just talked about this. Like my friends are from California, where I'm with right now, and they keep building these higher and higher overpasses. And like earthquakes, it's like more damage than anything. When I lived in California, I was so afraid to go into these overpasses, especially when there's a stoplight.
The technology for building these overpasses is improving.
I understand that.
And
yeah.
they're getting to the point now where they're actually building these things to where they can have a little bit of a sway to them instead of being stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the older stuff was built more stiff, more to where it wouldn't give, there wouldn't be any give in the joints or anything like that.
Right.
The newer stuff now, the newer technologies, they're putting a way for it to kind of like do one of these or kind of back and forth to where it's not catching and destroying. So
that makes sense.
Technology's gotten a little bit better, so that's why they're able to actually build them. But when earthquakes do hit that are larger on the Richter scale, they will have that
rectal scale.
That problem of actually causing the damage to the overpasses.
Nick Millet says I've been doing the same thing in Japan. Now, what do you think this is? Do you think there's something more to this earthquake, like a godly thing happening here, or what's going on, or is it just Mother Nature?
It's just the Earth.
It's the Earth settling.
And those conspiracy theories have really gone up a tick or two today because of the earthquake being rare out on the East Coast. People saying that they're screwing around with HAARP way too much.
Yeah. There's some reporting of that too, where you got conspiracy theorists saying, "Hey, the government's playing with their weather machine too much, and it's causing issues with the."
Oh, it's the CERN project, is what's going on.
It's it's crazy, Nature, and I feel like Mother Nature just speaking, she's just.
No, I think she's tired of us parasites, and
that's my point. Mark, I 100%. You saw what I was going there. Yeah, that's it right there. She's tired of shit.
She's tired of us. We are the only species that take from this planet and never give back.
We are the AIDS of this planet.
Well, or
we are actual parasites on the planet.
If you go back to the Matrix, we are a cancer.
Cancer
planet.
Okay, AIDS and cancer both suck.
Man. It's all the same, man. Seriously, it's all the same. Because we will suck this planet dry of every resource there is possible, and we will do it in a wasteful manner.
Sure.
And we won't ever put anything back into it to heal this planet.
I do. Get into crazy nothing here, Mark. But I mean, look at the news reports from these other countries right now, who are actually suffering from not having water. They're having to we are draining this planet to nothing. Sad. It's actually sad.
Or poisoning the water.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how what that town in Michigan or whatever they've been fighting for years. Yeah,
Flint, Michigan. And not just Flint. You look at the towns and stuff throughout the Midwest that have the fracking.
Yeah.
Fracking sucks.
Have you ever seen anybody actually turn their fucking faucet on and then light a lighter and the water catch fire?
Now, I'm going to try it in a minute. I wish I could bring the camera here, but Florida is not so bad right now, but Florida's getting really bad with drugs and stuff. So I could see I don't know, this place is just turning into shit. I work in a hospital and the news is on and these people are getting depressed It's nothing but bad news. I can't tell you the last time I
love
saw
getting
good news on the
depressed.
news. Orlando, Florida used to have, oh, come to the Magic Kingdom, see Mickey Mouse and shit. Now it's a shooting after shooting after shooting, and they're just fucking people up. I don't know if you guys are parental advisory. My bad there. But like, it's one of these things where it's, it's nothing but bad news.
That's
Yeah, I
why I
know.
don't watch it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
every
you know that.
every time I turn on the TV to the local, and it's usually like right because I use the app for my computer so I don't have to sit in the living room, and so it goes right to the local news channel, and immediately it seems like I don't know how many times they're talking about a shooting
Yeah.
in Milwaukee or an overdose in Milwaukee. And I'm not that far from Milwaukee, and Madison's not getting any better.
Yeah, man.
Madison's even worse almost than Milwaukee. And
It is
then
crazy.
I'm in a small town now, and I was talking. I have a habit of going up and talking to the police officers and stuff because I was in that field for a long time.
Sure.
So shortly after I moved out to Watertown here, I was talking to one of the Watertown cops. It's like, man, you must have it easy out here. It's quiet. I says, I've been out here for almost a year now, and it's pretty quiet,
Yeah.
He says, no. He says, it just seems that way. He says, I just got back taking the guy to the hospital.
Wow.
And we're at the Quick Trip, and the hospital's like a block away. And he says, I thought I got him there quick enough.
Didn't happen.
Didn't make it.
Oh my God.
They got a meth problem here.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I was just saying with Florida.
And this is like one of them small towns, and it's like, I'm sitting here out in the country of this small town, and I'm thinking, God, the worst thing I got to worry about is, the arsenic that's in the water.
Sure. And I don't know where we're allowed to go with the subject, but I mean, like when you talk about the small town things, as far as the drugging and things like that, fentanyl is a really big thing. I've lost some friends from fentanyl who just bought, a small bag of weed off the street, and then the fentanyl was involved in that. Back in the day, you didn't have to worry about things like that. No. You can't even buy a clean bag of not saying it's cool, but you can't even buy a clean bag of weed off the street anymore without having to worry about what you have in it.
Buy off of your friends, man.
And well, it's one of those
Grow
things.
your own.
You either go to a doctor, you grow your own, but you can't trust what's off the street anymore, man. I've seen some horror stories, and people
you've seen Kensington.
Weed was supposed to be the thing that
you
everybody
can't even trust family sometimes.
What'd you say there?
You can't even trust family sometimes.
Right.
What was that? When was that? What were you having a party for that day, Mark? The day my dad died.
I don't remember what the party was about,
right,
but we had a bunch of people there.
My brother, my half brother, and I, after my father died, we went out kind of bar hopping.
Sure.
And we knew, I knew we had to be back at Mark's by a certain time because there was a party, and this thing was planned months in advance, right? So we get to Mark's house and all this, and
right back.
And we're sitting there having a good time. And I hadn't really drank that much because I don't drink.
Right.
Okay. Then I might have had maybe a couple of shots of the bottle of Jose Cuervo Black that I brought with me.
Sure.
Okay. My half brother, Alan, says, okay, let's go out and smoke a doobie. And it's like, okay, we can go out on Mark's back porch and smoke a doobie. And immediately after that, I swear he thought he was going to have to take me to the hospital.
No kidding. It's just different, right?
And
his little brother had it laced with something.
Yeah.
It had to have been because I'm a chronic smoker because of the cancer that I had.
Sure.
I smoked pot back in high school back in the 80s, and I quit for a long time because I had jobs that had to have certain licenses and so on and so forth. So there was always background checks involved. Right. But when I got the cancer and the leukemia and all of this, and they says, okay, well, my BMT doctor says, okay, here's what you can do. You can either continue to take all these pills, or
Right.
if you can find somebody you can trust and take this, because I can't prescribe it to you because it's not legal here.
Yeah, man.
It can help you get off some of these pills.
I agree with that.
The pain and the muscle spasms and my appetite. No, because I lost my appetite because of radiation. When I had it, the medical advances weren't quite what they are now.
Now
That's an ever-growing field, though, too. Like,
Right. So I went through a horror because, one, they caught it late. I died before they could even start treatments. They had to bring me back using the paddles like 5 times.
Oh, wow.
So, during all of that and going through all of what I went through, there's a lot of daily pain and a lot of, I don't eat. I got to get reminded to eat.
Yeah.
Because I don't normally have an appetite anymore. Where I used to be I used to eat my mom out the house and home when I was a kid.
Sure.
I'm glad you added out the house and home at that.
Well, I had a
bottomless pit.
I still do, but I have a high metabolism, so I was burning off the calories faster than I could take them in.
Yeah, I hate him for that.
Well, you guys were talking about.
I was never able to gain any weight, so I couldn't play football in high school because I couldn't make the fucking weight.
Yeah,
it pissed me off.
I know. You wanted to be the football. Yeah.
Before I got called away for a second, you guys were talking about like the drug problem and the meth problem in your area. Dom has seen this area of Philadelphia called Kensington.
Kensington. I want to live there.
Look up
it's
Kensington, Philadelphia. You will see like the zombies.
Resident Evil.
Like they're all like heroin. Like they're standing, but they're bent over and they don't fall.
It's drug zombies.
That sounds like the.
I've actually heard about that. I think there's a documentary.
Are you guys able to play a video of Kensington Avenue right now on YouTube?
There is a live feed of it constantly.
Yeah,
but
it's so.
But the live feed, you're not likely to catch.
You see probably a fraction of stuff like that in the bad parts of Madison. Like I lived in low income for a while before we moved. And
north end of Madison is bad.
That Northport Apartments and Allied Drive.
Yep.
Yeah. And what used to be Somerset, because they think, well, we renamed the road. Well, shit, just changing the name of shit doesn't mean it doesn't still stink.
No,
but it's like Parker Circle or something now off of West Badger.
Are you guys close to each other, Mark and Joe?
I live in Waterloo, Wisconsin. I'm about 30 minutes from Madison.
Oh, cool.
And about 20 minutes from that and Moron.
When I first met him, though, we ended up living less than a block from each other.
And he had hair then.
Because
I did have hair then.
I was living with my brother.
Dom doesn't have any either.
And he was right around the corner in another house. Oh.
That's awesome. You guys got great personalities, man. You guys got good energy. Mark, I'm glad to have met you tonight, man.
Yeah.
Mark and I have known, let's see, we've known each other more than 25 years.
That's cool.
I've known him way too long.
Good friendship right there, brother. I like the feel of it.
Yeah, at least we can actually we can poke fun at each other all night long, and neither one of us will get upset at each other about it.
Hey, Nick Mulet, I see you in the comments.
Except for whenever he starts with this bullshit about the Seinfeld crap. That one pisses me off.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. You guys want? Yeah.
No, I don't like Seinfeld. I don't like Seinfeld, and Joe keeps trying to tell me I look like the one guy from there.
George.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he looks like George at all.
Jerry.
No, I'm on Mark's side with this one. He don't look like George or Jerry or any of them.
That's about the only one that really
you're just mad because my mom said I look like Manson, and I get to have fun with that one.
I'm not mad because of that, because you do look like Manson.
If I had to pick somebody out of
You're
Hollywood,
girl.
that if I had to pick somebody out of Hollywood that Mark looked like, I hate to say it because he's a lot older than you are now, or he has been, or was. I think he's dead now. Kind of got like a Wilford Brimley kind of thing going on. Like if you had more of the mustache going down, it would did that. You would do.
Yeah, he does look like Charles Manson. Holy shit!
Wait, wrong way.
And if you said diabetes,
you should have been in the show Aquarius with David Duchovny.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
He doesn't
have the swastika.
But I'm also a lot taller than Manson was too.
So maybe the four of us should come together with like a short story documentary with Charles Manson, like short stories. Insane Joe is the one.
If you combine Joe and Jeremy, you would get Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I always thought Jeremy looked more like Manson than I do.
Like the two of you combined would make
Son
Manson.
of a bitch.
By your powers combined, I am Captain Manson.
And that guy that played him in that last Helter Skelter movie, Jeremy Davis, played Charles Manson in that I think it was the 1980 version of Helter Skelter.
Nick Millay, the narrator.
And
little short story here. And Manson play the Manson trials. Can you do me a favor? Can you go like this? Buddy.
Do I feel deranged? Am I back?
There was one interview he had. I think it was like with Barbara Walters or something, or someone. No, it was actually somebody that's still alive.
Barbara Wawas.
She asked him about how's it be about something about being a convicted murderer. She actually called him a murderer, right? And he's like, "Look, lady, if I'd have started murdering people, there'd have been none of yous left."
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
That's Joe's dog.
That's your chicken.
It sounds like.
Yeah, what is that?
That's Joe's dog.
Timber Joy.
I really thought that was Tom Fucker with everybody, but it isn't.
That's
chicken.
Joe's Diva.
Wait, if I cover up the mouth, maybe it sounds.
Well, there she is.
Let me guess, Joe. Tanya's eating something and she's not sharing.
No, Tanya just got a hole.
A hole.
And she pulled up in the driveway, so she's parking until Tanya gets in the door.
I know a couple Tanyas.
So she went grocery shopping and stuff for WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, cool. All right, so you guys like wrestling. I love wrestling.
Not Mark.
I don't.
Mark,
I haven't liked wrestling for years. I used to watch it when I was younger. I used to watch it with my dad.
Yeah.
Me too.
My dad's not around anymore. I'm out here in Wisconsin.
I used to love wrestling. I don't love it as much anymore. But you know what I liked about this year? I felt the attitude era back. Like I saw little clips on TikTok about The Rock being mean again. And I'm like, I like The Rock. And I kind of want to watch this WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, I know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure.
Me too, actually. I think The Rock's going to turn on him, right?
Yeah, I'm Roman.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
shut your mouth and know your role, jabroni.
I think he's actually. I think the whole thing is. I think there's more to wrestling, to this storyline that meets the eye because.
Sure.
They're transforming.
I think the way that
Huntwise says The Rock destroyed his career doing Disney movies. You know,
I don't think so.
I don't think.
I really like him as an actor.
Well, as the Tooth Fairy, though, I mean,
everybody's got to have one bad movie.
Think of John Cena doing the same thing as all these crazy ass movies he's doing, and you listen to him on the Howard Stern show. This guy is an absolute individual who is learning every day. John Cena, like, he seems like a real dickhead, but like at the same time he's learning and like, you know, he has passion in everything he does. So I don't know. Like, I don't know.
John Cena,
I know a lot of wrestlers. I deal with wrestlers.
They need to hurry up and bring the Peacemaker back.
The Peacemaker still has to come back. I mean, I respected him there, but like this WrestleMania, I come and say, "Hello, how you doing? Who are you? I'm his wife." Nice to meet you.
That's Tanya.
And I'm Dominic.
And he's
Hi.
my wife.
Nice to meet you. I don't know how to do that point thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
it's the
cool,
wrong
man.
way, guys.
One day you don't want her to announce I'm here. She announces I'm here.
Well, this is awesome. This was
We
a lot
heard
of
her.
fun, guys. I really appreciate you guys. So is this kind of like what you guys do, like all over the place subjects and stuff like that? But I kind of want to hear what Mark said in the beginning about paranormal, because I come from paranormal, even though I'm trying to get away from it.
This is a
maybe because
paranormal show.
This
I
is
didn't-
a paranormal
Well,
show
It was
normally.
supposed to be, but somebody took it to the wrestling side. So
Yeah.
Well,
So
no,
what
somebody
type, what
took it
type
to
of
the
paranormal?
earthquake side, and then I came in, and then all bets are off.
well, the earthquake side can be somewhat paranormal because it happened in an area that it very extremely rarely
Sure.
happens in.
That's
Well,
why I brought that up.
what?
Yes.
Let's see.
13 years ago,
Well,
we
hold
all
on.
felt it.
If you want to know what kind of paranormal, let's see. Mark and I have investigated things like the Beast of Bray Road, which is a
Sure.
cryptid, the Dog Man.
Yeah.
We've been doing that. This will be our 4th year going out there when we go in August. We've investigated Sanatorium Hill in Madison, cemeteries, Far School out in Maxwell, Iowa. We went to the day the music died, the Buddy Holly crash site.
You ever go to the Leonard Skinner crash site?
Not yet.
Oh man.
I'd like to. It's on my bucket list.
Now let me ask
So
you.
I have
the
to.
feeling of that site. What, like, I don't mean to ask the questions here. It's not my show, but like,
No, go ahead.
you've done something that, like, the Buddy Holly crash site. Come on, man. Like, what does that feel like?
Ooh wee.
That was cool. It was very surreal because I like all kinds of music. Okay. So it was very surreal to be out there in the first place. You saw, I mean, I don't know if I got access to those pictures quickly, but there was, we got pictures of the like when you first walked up to the path that goes to the location. There was a couple of big cement pillars made with some huge Buddy Holly glasses on them.
Oh wow.
And people were autographing that pillar and hanging everything from sunglasses to prescription glasses all over that thing.
How
They
cool
should be
is
putting
that?
chiclets up there too.
Oh, there
He
was
replaced his tooth
there-
with a chiclet on the Ed Sullivan Show.
there was actually I think there was like a pack of chiclets down there because when
There
you
you
got they actually had the site marked, and as you walk through the cornfield a ways, with hand metal, they probably were made with something like Glowforge or something to kind of put like their headstones there, and even they had one there for the pilot as well.
They had
And
markers.
people were laying down Bic lighters, change. There was a 45 record. There was a cassette tape.
Yeah. How
See,
cool.
now-
People were coming and going while we were there too, during our little EVP session as well.
I have a personal connection with Buddy Holly, not the person, but his name,
Oh,
because
yeah.
this gentleman here took that song. Who the hell sings it?
Come on, guys. Weezer. Ooh,
Weezer.
ooh, I look just like Tommy Nally. No, it's never gonna go away.
But I got to ask something though. As investigators, you mentioned going to cemeteries. Imagine you have passed over, right? You're on the other side. Would the cemetery really be a place you'd want to hang out? Like,
As a
would you
paranormal
want to be
investigator?
near your body, or would you rather be exploring the world, the universe, and checking on people? And you know what I mean? Like, I always thought about that with paranormal investigators when they go to the cemeteries. It's like that would be the last place I would be.
I
Well,
think it's Mark. I want to hear your response on this because I have one too.
okay, well, sometimes the spiritual energy, it gets stuck.
Anchored.
There's something there that would anchor it, whether it's on the body, it is the body, or something different. But it gets stuck in that one spot. And unless there's someone that's capable of helping it release and move on, it'll stay in that one spot.
Wow.
That's why sometimes you'll see in these old, really old cemeteries that have Civil War graves and stuff like that in there. Sometimes you'll have people saying that they see the spirits or of Union soldiers or Confederate soldiers or something like that walking through. So because those spirits, there's something either on that body that was buried there or the body itself where they're anchored to it and they're attached there and they're there until they can be released.
I see a lot of people investigate those places with ghost boxes.
I
don't know what you guys feel with ghost boxes, but if they do work, I would like to see somebody go to the cemetery where oh my God, what's his name is buried.
I do not believe.
I'll get his name. You go ahead, Dom. I'll get his name.
No, it's one of these things. So I love that he said the anchor thing. So in my spirit form, I don't feel like there is an anchor. I feel like every place I have met, every place that my soul has touched, and my mental knowledge has been in existence with, I could be everywhere and everywhere. You know what I mean? Like once I'm dead, like my
Everywhere and
spirit
anywhere.
is free.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, well, the thing on that, Dom, what you got to realize there is, are you going to be a conscious spirit or are you going to be residual?
I think it's more the residual on that aspect, to be honest with you, like the broken record kind of going in its place. But as far as like knowing where my soul will go, I'm not really sure yet. You know what I mean? Like God or anything like that, because paranormal has changed my life as far as, do I believe in God? How do I feel about God? Like you asking questions, is there a God? Like you never get an answer. I feel like those are the answers.
Are you very spiritual?
No, I'm absolutely not. But recently I've become very spiritual, back to my almost Catholic ways. My girlfriend is Islamic, but however, though, I was originally almost satanic in a way, but not in a devil worshiping way. Like every man, every woman is a star. I understood things, witchcraft style. I understood using the earth for rituals, things like that, to get answers. But as I move forward, getting older, I'm not really sure. And
I think I'm more spiritual than I am religious.
Yeah.
I think religion is just man-made for comfort, but
no, it wasn't made for comfort.
No, made to scare people into doing what they wanted.
It was religion. Okay, Christianity, for instance, took a lot of pagan rituals and made them their own. But they twisted them in a way and put stories behind them in a way to keep their followers in line.
Yes.
Through fear.
The Inquisition. What a show. The Inquisition.
That is the key thing right there. Most religions, they thrive through their followers by keeping them in a state of uncertainty and fear.
Yeah.
That's how religions work.
So let me share something good, Mark. The other day on Good Friday, right before Easter, I have not really taken place in a church for all my life, other than that. So I went into the church because I'm getting this good nature in me. It's like, maybe I should just participate. But I didn't go through the doors where the pews and all that shit would be. And I saw the big cross that they would carry down. I stayed in the doorway right at the entrance so I could exit. But I noticed right offhand, I'm going to get to a point here. I noticed right offhand that the baskets were right there. So they were handing off baskets. So I'm not going to give you money on no fucking place I don't even know of and shit like that. So it's like, I noticed that right off the bat. Like they were already had their baskets in hand. So there was an Islamic church today, right? A doctor at the mosque gave 50 grand today. 50 grand to fix a bathroom. the imam asked him one question: "Do you want me to represent you right now?" And the guy who gave the 50 grand, I know who it is, said no. The imam said, "This is the only reason I'm taking the money. If you wanted me to boast that you put that 50 grand up, we would not take your money. Check sliced." I don't understand where to go with it. You know what I mean?
He said what to the guy? That he wouldn't take the money if he what?
If he were to say, "I want you to tell everybody here that I gave you the check."
Oh,
So they
that's
put a box outside the mosque,
okay.
not to pass around a basket, because if you only have $1, that's all you have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're not judged anywhere you go.
Right.
And that's beautiful to me. Like, that's what I love in any kind of church system. You should be able to put back into it what you can afford. You should not be judged about what you have.
It's like one of the stories in the Bible. And Jesus was asked, "How much should I be giving to the church?"
Sure.
And Jesus said, "On your coin, what's on, what face or what pictures on your coin?" I'm paraphrasing. And the response was Caesar.
Yeah.
Jesus' response was, "Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's, and render unto God that which is God's."
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
You gotta remember, I'm telling you all this. I'm not a religious person to the point where I'm Christian or Catholic or Muslim or any of that.
Myself either. I'm a bad guy.
I am a Wiccan.
Yeah.
I believe in the Wiccan philosophies. I believe in the beliefs of Earth, of Gaia,
And I respect
Gaia, the spirit of the Earth.
And I believe if I walk into a church, you'll believe in spontaneous combustion.
So you're more like a druid kind of. Yeah.
I've studied Wiccan, man, and you know what? I respect it to the world and back. I've studied a lot of religions, and
I believe it to be the true religion.
I honestly stay in the gray. Like, I'm not sure where to go, because I believe in a lot of it. As far as, like, I think it's very healthy to believe in something, but not believe in nothing. With me, an atheist, I don't believe in an atheist, because there's always something. You cannot say there's ghosts or anything.
Well, look, atheists do exist.
If you come to me as an atheist and you say there's nothing exists, I'll tell you to fuck off instantly, because I don't want to talk to you. Like, you can't tell me you believe in ghosts and all this type of shit. There's something more to this. We're just not dead. There's so much energy everywhere. Energy rises everywhere.
That's
Einstein's theory. And part of his relativity theory. Energy cannot be destroyed or created.
Sure.
It can only change form. So when the human body dies, it releases what energy it has.
Right.
Now that energy, depending on the type of energy it is at the time,
goes back to the collective.
It can go, it can go back into the main source.
Yeah.
It can be that's why we have spiritual or spirit, ghosts and sightings like that.
Right.
Because it feels like it's not, it still has an intelligence to it, and it feels like it hasn't completed what its purpose was.
Now I think that, like,
but you also have the residuals,
right,
which are like a freaking record player that keeps playing and playing and playing, or a DVD player that's on repeat.
I think that behind the scenes, is there a God? I don't know. There's a higher power, whether it be a person or not. It may not be a person. It just might be a force.
Well, that would be a God.
But I think right now, whatever that force is, looks down at people with their different religions and goes, not one of you really got it right. I mean, you all got the main message right. the main message of every religion outside of like the more evil ones, this, you know what I mean, like where or the more negative ones, that the main message is the same throughout all religions. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like
Mhm.
it's that same message, the golden rule across all religions. And I think that's a good step in the right direction. But I think whatever that force is that's up there is just looking, going, you're all missing the point.
What about aliens and God? What do you guys feel?
I
Well-
think there are aliens, but I don't think they're gods.
I believe that our ancestors, the people that we came from, the people that were considered our ancestors, that they are hybrids of an indigenous species of this planet
Mm-hmm.
and an
an
alien species.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hieroglyphics
And
even-
the gods with an S, plural,
Sure. Yes.
that our ancestors, or even that the Egyptians, which
Yes.
are still our ancestors, the ones that they followed, they were an alien species.
Yeah,
the
man.
original
Right, they were still
first-
coming down.
The original first alien species that was on this planet was the Anunnaki.
Anunnaki is
And
the
the
one.
Anunnaki are the giants.
Nanu
Now-
Nanu.
Now, the thing is,
Watching something on that today.
the Anunnaki are also the ones that created the Nephilim. And the Nephilim are emerging of human women and fallen angels. And basically,
All
the
women are
Anunnaki,
fallen angels.
you better watch
I
what
like
you say
this
if she's
restaurant. I
around
think
there.
This is good. Huntswise says there are definitely aliens and interdimensional travelers. I 100
There are, yes,
agree
there
with
are interdimensionals. I mean, there is an infinite multiverse.
Yes.
You know,
And we have all traveled amongst
and-
them. We just don't
and
know.
here's the thing that people just, I don't think people actually really understand, but you know, there are other dimensions.
Yes. I
There's
think we've
higher
shifted.
planes. There's higher
have
planes.
shifted
There's lower
amongst them.
planes, and for the last couple of years now, and that's why things have gotten really weird on this planet. That's why things have been. That's why you've got people that are in negative energy. You've got people that are in positive energy. You got people that are doing good. You got people that are doing bad. That's why you got right now. You got these damn wars constantly going on and everything else, because our energy, our planet's energy, is changing, and it has been for the last few years. We are in a transition period. We are in what is called the Great Awakening.
Well, but thinking that there are multi dimensions, multi universes per se, and that we all do shift amongst the different ones. If you keep that in mind, what's to say that there is not still a dimension where things are still just going perfectly fine, just like it did back in the 80s? Everything was cool, man. And to go back to the other show that we did last night with the 80s stuff, like everything was cool. You know, I mean, we had some issues here and
Oh, it was
there, but
great.
like you compare that to now.
I think discipline came into play where like discipline was lost somewhere. So like 80s play was cool and shit like that. Like people are starting to get away with fucking murder. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
shit like that. And like I think like the cause of the effect of the world is like, you know, we get away with whatever we want. You know, take God's will of everything. Like there is no commandments, there is no nothing. We could burn a city down. We could fucking rob you. We could do whatever the fuck we want. We could be any fucking gender we want, all that type of shit. Not getting into all that shit, but like you could do whatever the fuck you want as a human. And the truth is, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yep.
But when the discipline is lost, as far as trying to keep compassion for others and the way society, you know, not should work, but may work, you know, like everybody eats, everybody has, you know, their pharmaceuticals. Once the city's burned down, once you lost your pharmaceuticals, nobody gets their drugs to fucking survive. You know what I mean? Like all the compassion left planet Earth somehow. And everybody fucking has their own right. Everybody has their own law. Everybody has their own fucking rules. You know, that's the way I see things. Not that I'm against absolutely anybody. Please, free will. As I said, I was always a Satanist at first. By every man, every woman is a star. You know what I mean?
Skelter.
But there also is the fact that please do good by somebody else. You know, don't fucking take it away from other people. Please
Again, going
live your
back to
life
do
in
unto
peace.
others.
Right. Please live your life in peace. You know what I mean? And help the next person get there too, because everybody has a struggle in their own ways, anxieties or whatever, maybe money. You know, community gardens are goddamn beautiful. Once you burn them down, nobody eats, you know?
Yep.
In India, everybody, the farmers, have rice everywhere, just so everybody has rice and bread at the end of the night. In India, one of the poorest fucking places on the planet Earth, everybody. In America,
Excuse me.
we have fucking what, $12.49 cheeseburgers for what?
Well, I'll tell you honestly, America has lost sight of what it's supposed to stand for.
I 100% agree with you, Mark.
Okay.
And justice for all.
And America has let capitalism rule it.
America has a lot of problems.
Gene Roddenberry had a great vision when he wrote Star Trek, because of the fact that Star Trek, everybody has a role to play, and that role is betterment of mankind.
And there was no money.
Yeah.
There's no monetary gains. There's no monetary losses. Everybody is provided for by means of what their nutrition is, by a place to live, transportation, a job, and everybody is assessed on their abilities and put in those positions, and it's all to better humankind.
Yep. And he perfected that vision in the last installment of Star Trek that he did before he died, The Next Generation.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it was somewhat there for the original Star Trek with Captain James T. Kirk and all that, but like it was more so there with the Jean-Luc Picard regime of Star Trek, and that is a utopia. Yeah. Like, even though they came across problems and they had to have fights and they did.
But what was the thing? Peace be with you.
Yeah.
Please.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, live long and prosper.
That was Spock's thing. Live long and prosper.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
And Jean-Luc Picard was make it so, Captain. We have Romulan ships off there. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I hope filmmakers get back to like the roots of filmmaking. Like they feel like filmmaking.
That's never gonna happen.
That's a completely different show, man.
Yeah, they're too busy making remakes.
It starts with like not filmmaking as far as like that, but I mean as far as like when you watch films and commercials anymore, they're shoving everything in your face.
Well, just
get back to basics.
Just think of it this way, okay?
The younger generation in Hollywood lost their imagination.
If capitalism and greed never took root, think about where we would be today, because we would be on a path similar to what Gene Roddenberry did, because we would be pushing to make sure that everything was done to better humankind.
Yeah,
but the people who are in charge don't give a shit about the betterment of humankind.
No, they give a shit about their pocketbook.
Yep.
Pocketbook.
They want to see how large
they can go. Yep. They want to see how deep their pocketbooks can be.
And to me, people that are like that are fucking worthless.
Yeah. But
I agree.
They don't deserve to have. They don't deserve to breathe the same air that we breathe. The ones that have compassion in their hearts and will give to their last dying breath to help others, those are the ones that deserve to run the world and rule the world.
Right. Oh my God! I should rule the world.
The ones that want to put as much money in their pocket and have as much material objects as they can possibly have, and have all that greed and hatred and
See,
don't want to lift a finger to help somebody that may need it,
I know.
those are the ones that don't deserve to be here.
you just described me, so I should rule the world. So that way, every day, Dom can come to me and say, "Gee, Tom, what are we going to do tonight? Try to take over the world." And,
All right, Pinky.
You gotta reverse that fucking thing, right? Already.
points on.
Mark, man, I like your point of views, brother. I like being on here tonight, brother. It's
Yeah,
cool.
that's good
I'd
having
like
you
to talk
here.
more paranormal with you too, because I've had some really crazy shit. We were part of Grave Guys on TikTok, still do. We went and cleaned graves, just for the respect of people,
Yeah.
after 100 years, you got no more family. So we went and cleaned their graves because it's a forgotten place.
Well, we're over our
If you
time.
want paranormal, BB3
Yeah.
will no longer do paranormal though. Like it's there was a stopping point as of the other day, and we realized we try and try and try. Nick Muley, Darren, and Bobby will be the only ones
Dustin.
now in paranormal because
Well, Dustin
with the
doesn't do
trauma that it
paranormal.
comes with. So let me ask you guys both this, Joe and Mark, right? Let me throw BB3 right under the bus. So if you want to have a paranormal show and you want to talk shit about other shows and nobody there has found a fucking ghost, what are you guys arguing about? You guys should all be on the same team trying to find a ghost. But
Just to
Tom and I,
reiterate, he's talking about the BB3 people.
the BB3 people.
I know what
the
he's
BB3.
talking
The
about.
BB3. So at the same point, when you build a team of people who want to do a ghost show, everybody should be working together, right? What?
Oh
To
yeah,
find
you
out
should be on
a
the
ghost.
same page.
Yeah, even I'm a ghost hunter and I want nothing to do with it now. I want to do just MTV style. Like, I don't want nothing to do with paranormal no more. I enjoy conversations like with Mark and Joe about like the paranormal, but like having a show about it, it's the same regurgitated bullshit over and over again. The same spirit box, the same shit. Nobody's doing nothing more. And you know what? Nick Muley is one of my favorite people as far as having a show. Why? Because of his laugh, his smile, and his passion to do it, and he doesn't bring nobody down. That's why I love Nick Muley.
Well,
The
that's
reason
not
Paranormal is leaving BB3 TV is because nobody has the same heart as like Nick Muley does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Darren does, but Nick Muley has the heart for paranormal, and
Yep,
he
but
stays.
But see, the thing is, every one of us in the field of the paranormal, there's not a single one of us that's an expert in any of this.
There's
You can
Nobody
say-
can
if
say
you
they're a
try to say
paranormal
it,
expert.
because
Okay.
yeah,
We don't-
exactly.
We don't want to go too far over this one.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Oh wait, you guys got a time limit?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can still
we're
talk
throwing
afterwards.
it
We just
down
got to
for
end the
a
Oh
live stream.
Christ, we could go all night, guys. Come on.
I got to end the live
That's
stream.
what she
so
said.
We'll see
You
you
can go to
next.
BB3 if you guys want. No, honestly, I want to say cheers to you guys. Mark, absolutely pleasure meeting you, my friend. I hope to see you again. Joe,
Yep,
I
good
love you to
meeting you.
death. Tom, you know I love you. Nick, everybody, thank you for having me on.
Here.
I'm leaving.